women's rugby team traveled to Montreal to take on Concordia on Thursday night. Taylor Merrithew scored the lone try for the Gators in a losing effort. The women's soccer team was in action twice this weekend. They dropped a tough game to the number 1 ranked Laval Rouge Friday night by a score of 5-0. They then hosted UQTR on Sunday afternoon, where they came away with a 3-0 loss. The men's rugby team also traveled to Montreal to take on Concordia on Friday night. The Gators came up short against the Stingers, falling by a score of 48-13. The Gators football team traveled to Halifax to take on SMU in AUS football action. The number 9 team in the country prevailed over the Gators by a score of 55-11. Gators quarterback Stephen Casey completed 16 of 32 passes for 191 yards and rushed the ball 7 times for 60 yards in the losing effort. The lacrosse team traveled to Ottawa for a pair of games over the weekend. Simon Winquist led the Gators offense with 5 goals in their 21-3 victory over Carleton, and then he put up a hat trick against Ottawa in their 15-11 victory on Sunday afternoon. The women's basketball team traveled to Halifax for the Centennial Exhibition Tournament hosted by Dalhousie. The Gators played games against SMU, Brock, and Dalhousie. They finished the weekend with a 2-1 record. The men's basketball team traveled to Ottawa to play in the House Lawton Exhibition Tournament hosted by Carleton. The Gators played games against Carleton and Acadia, and they finished the weekend with an 0-2 record. Taylor Straw of the women's soccer team and Simon Winquist of the lacrosse team are this week's Provigo Robert Laffont Bishop's Athletes of the Week. The lacrosse team kicks off this week for the Gators on Wednesday as they travel to Montreal to take on McGill in the highly anticipated rematch. On Friday, the men's basketball team hosts Laurier in preseason action at 6 p.m. in Mitchell Gym. The women's soccer team travels to Montreal to take on UQAM, and the women's basketball team travels to Ottawa for the Carleton Exhibition Tournament. On Saturday, the Gators will be having a doubleheader at Coulter Field. First up, the football team will host Mount Allison in their final home game of the season at 2 p.m. Then the lacrosse team will host Ottawa at 7 p.m. The women's hockey team also will begin their season as they head to Vermont for a game against UVM. On Sunday, there'll be a triple header at Coulter Field, starting with lacrosse against Carleton at 11 a.m., followed by men's rugby against Concordia at 1:30 p.m. in their final home game of the season and also their last game of the regular season. And the women's soccer team hosts McGill at 4:15 to close out the triple header in their final regular season home game.